students, it's Mr. C here back at the shop, and our next step in our process to building the advanced woods project is laying out the veneers for the laser to go ahead and cut them. You're so lucky that we have this technology. Like, honestly, this beats what we did 10 years ago. We're going to use a computer to cut everything exactly perfect so everything fits together. And previously, we had to cut everything by hand, and this just makes things so much easier. So what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab the camera, bring it over here, and kind of show you what we've done. Now, we've discussed the pattern to the top, and the top is basically made up, if you want to, just to refresh your memory for those of you that don't remember, is we're taking a square and we're sectioning that off into 4 triangles that fit together to make a square. And then it's going to repeat itself throughout the whole top, and then the edge around the front edge, the sides, and the back of the tabletop itself. And you have picked some you have selected some awesome looking decorative veneers with different species. So like what I want to do is I want to show you how our next approach is while the veneer is sitting in the vacuum bag. And I'll take you back there in a little bit to show you what the vacuum bag looks like. It's still vacuumed down. It's been down there. It's been vacuumed almost for 24 hours. And I checked on it earlier, and I pulled out some of the paper towel, put a new paper towel. Everything's looking real good. We just need to draw that moisture out while it's under that clamping pressure. So, without saying any more, what I would like to tell you is I have gone ahead and created one triangle in the software that measures along the base side 1.5 inches, like we discussed, but the height is 3/4 of an inch, because when we do the flip, it'll make it 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches, correct? So that's why I've done that. So I've kind of spared you that time on that. But what I want to do is show you exactly what I've done here in the software. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn this around, and it might be easier for me to just go ahead and hold on to you at my computer. I thought that using the smart board might be a little bit easier. So I hope you can see that magenta here. So you can see that triangle and the space. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select by clicking on that, so it turns magenta. I'm going to select that. Then I'm going to come over here to my design tools. Okay? And like, just to make things really easy, I'm going to press the mirror button. And I'm just going to mirror down, 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 down. And then let's go over here. See how I press down, down, down? Excuse me. And it repeated itself. So now I'm going to select that top one, and I'm going to go ahead and press the top button 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And then, as you can see, it's repeated this over and over and over again. Okay? So now I'm done with that. Now what I want to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to group all of this together. Okay? So I selected all of it, so it all turned magenta. I'm going to come over here to my design tools, and I'm going to go ahead and group all of these objects together. Alright? So now when I come over and look at the triangles, they're all selected. And I'm going to go ahead and click on this again so I can move it. And I want to move this all the way down to near the end of the piece of veneer. Now the size of this piece of veneer overall on the screen is the size of veneer that we cut for the top pieces. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and, kind of like with a Word document, just going to copy it and paste it. I'm going to move this forward just a little bit, like this. And then I'm going to use another design tool over here. And this is the rotate. That's what the icon looks like. Click on that. Then I'm going to go ahead and go to the angle, and I'm just going to go 90. I'm not going to press 180 just so you can see what that looks like, okay? And then when I press apply, this is what happens. It flips, flips. Now what I want to do is I'm going to close this out. I'm going to slide this down. And I want a little bit of spacing, and I'm okay down here. I think I should just move it just a little bit more. Maybe not. So, okay, now I'm just going to click off of it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a box around both lines. So they both turn magenta now, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go over here and group that together. All right. Now what I can do is I can go to my mirror button again. Mirror to the right. Watch what happens. All right. So now I mirrored it. I'm going to close this, and then this is, I want to highlight this and then just move it over, so that way it has a little bit of space between it. So now I'm just going to highlight the whole thing, group it together, and then mirror just to the right again. Come over here, close that out, click on this again. Sorry, whoops. And move it over just a little bit. And this is how we're going to create all those triangles that are needed over and over again. So that way we don't have to cut these out by hand, and we're having the computer do it. And let's go to the right again. And then, as you can see, I have most of this piece of veneer already done, and then I think I can get at least this much more in. And then go to the right. Let's see if we can get some more. I'm going to ungroup this now because it's too much. Now I'm going to just try and get just this. But you can see, you get the gist of it. And now what I'll do is I'll finish filling up the rest of this piece of veneer with this, with all these different triangles that we need to cut out to create our pattern. Sorry about the wonky moving in and out. Okay. So then what I'll do right now is I'll go ahead and put in the tops here in these areas, the top, and fill in some more of these to get maximize the material in the bottom. And then what I'll do is you'll see me next in the next step. And what I'll do is in the next step is I'll take it over and put it, what I have to do is I have to take the software that we're using this in. This is the same software that we use to CNC, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and export it and then import it into CorelDRAW, and our laser machine works better with CorelDRAW. I can import it into that system, make sure that every line is a hairline, and then you can go ahead and cut that. And I'll show you that those next few steps. We have 2 more steps before we start cutting on the laser, but I wanted you to see how the design worked on here. That process is started, and then how we go on from there. Okay, so I'll see you in a few minutes. This is part 15, I think. Yes, 15 of the Advanced Woods class project. Okay, see you next time. Bye.